Everyone, welcome to this stream. My name is Aurélien. We'll be working on Fedora infrastructure applications today, and I'm happy to welcome you to this stream again. All right, let me look at what we have available handily as small issues that we could work on. So that's gonna be here. All right, hello. Okay, so let's see. It's been a while since I've made those streams. I think I had to pass last week because I was sick, but I'm back for more. All right, so we have a few bugs here that we can go over. This is being worked on, so that's cool. This is something, it's been there for a while, but it's basically a feature request that would be nice to have, but hasn't been requested by somebody from the community. It was just something that is there, and I thought it would be nice to be able to use it. So I'm gonna skip that. The two next non-fast JSON are documentation issues. So it's important, but it's not really the sort of thing that is interesting to show in a stream, live stream. So okay, yeah, there's that. There's a couple issues in Flask IDC that I have marked as to do, and there are typing issues in one of the projects that we use, which is types authlib. So basically type stubs for the authlib library, and yeah, there are fixes that needs to be done. So that's one thing. Gonna write that down in a file so we can decide if we want to do it or not. Let me move this file to an area that you can see. Okay. That was there before. Okay, that's a Flask Flask YDC. Okay, what else? This is assigned. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is assigned as well. Ah, yeah, that's also interesting. It's a UX issue. So that would be a good opportunity to show how easy it is to contribute to Noggin. There's this one, but that's actually more complex than it looks. Tario, it's been reworked. The UI is being worked on at the moment by Kashdeep, my colleague, so I'm going to skip that for the moment. That's also a UI issue that we could add in Webhook to Fedora Messaging. And there's also adding support for the Discourse service, which could be done here. There's this one. Okay, I think we have enough. What should we choose? So let me summarize. There's a reporting opening tickets on types authlib, but issues, and so there's that. Ideally submitting pull requests as well. There's a message that should be displayed on Noggin. Here in W2FM, inform the user about all webhooks on GitHub. and support for Discourse service. I think support for Discourse service is going to be a little bit bigger, but it might be interesting nonetheless. So do we have people watching the stream right now? It's not obvious that there might be any. So if you want to look at one of those in particular, please say something in the chat and we'll have a look. Gonna give you a couple of minutes. Like the UI thing would be extremely fast. Let's look at this discourse thing, right? Or we could do the fast UI thing. Anyway, I'll pick one of those. I think I can look at the discourse service. I think that's probably the most appropriate because it touches two applications actually. Okay, let me pick this issue for myself. That's 178. Oh, well, there's one here. Oh yeah, there's two. Add support for discourse messages. Yeah, it touches three applications, three packages actually. Okay, let me pick those. Okay, is this readable? I'm not so sure. It's probably better. All right, so there's Webhook to Fedora Messages, and we have an application called Discourse2Fedora Messages, and we want to migrate Discourse2Fedora Messaging to the main webhook application, right? All right, so how do we do that? Well, let me start VS Code. It's almost the right application. Yeah, really nuts. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. Chat, I'm not interested in that. Thank you very much. Is it only chat these days? Cool. Okay. Well, I guess I'll discover while I'm using it. Pipanv, okay. I'm not using that, but that's cool. Nice. All right. Gonna close those. Okay. So this Webhook to Fedora Messaging messages is the schema package for Webhook to Fedora Messages. So if I look at the code, it has subdirectories for each of the backends. So there's for George, GitHub, GitLab, blah, blah, blah. What I'm going to do, and there's base, yeah, that's the base message. What I'm going to do is, first I'm going to do a poetry install in there so that it installs the dependencies and I get a proper Python. Okay, I'm going to copy one of those and see if we can adjust it. Of course, I name it Discourse. And in there, there's going to be I don't think I'm going to need that. Probably not, because it's not a repository based. It's not like GitHub or GitLab or, you know. Gotta remove that. Maybe I'm gonna use it, maybe not. We'll see. Just delete this file. And in V1, I'm going to have my discourse message. And I'm going to open in parallel another application. So there's this one. And I'm going to open another. This one, Discourse2Fedmsg messages. All right. And this one here has the schema that we're currently using. In theory, we might not even need to do anything about them. Let's see what we have, and let's migrate. Well, I suppose, yeah, I mean, I suppose we could have Webhook To Fedora Messages, like the main webhook application discourse endpoint, use the schema from these packages, and that would work. But I think it would be cleaner to move everything with the rest. So we have a discourse message v1. The app name is discourse, okay. We have a couple properties here that we want to keep. Ooh. And we're just going to keep all of that, actually. Yeah. That seems like a good idea, actually. So I'm going to keep all that. So, what do we have? We have instance, sorry. Instance, is that something? By the way, this is going to be an error if I don't type it, so that's good. So it has, this time it has webhook body, webhook headers. I'm not going to change it, even though it's kind of different from the, I think it's different from the main schema, isn't it? That's the main schema. Yeah, it's supposed to have a body and headers, but that's fine. If we want to send a newer version of that, we can do it, but we'll have to reorganize the schema. We'll have to reorganize the schema and publish it on a different endpoint. That's entirely possible, but we don't want to, we just want to migrate things for now. Okay. So there's a couple of things that are going to be different. The app icon is going to be Discourse. I'm not even sure we have that. Is this something we can reuse from Discourse itself? I'm not sure. I'm going to check that later. Name of the application icons, etc. So instance, okay, so I should probably have something similar here. So I can type my so it's not body and headers, it is, what is it? It's webhook body and webhook headers. Okay, that's my body here. Override. Ah. I can't have it be a different, but that's fine. I can just base it on message.message. That's okay, I suppose. I'm just gonna rebase it on. I'm gonna rebase it on not base it on this because it doesn't make a lot of sense. There's not a lot of things that I can reuse there, right? Usernames, I have it. Agent name, I have it. I can probably do something better than just return the summary here, but that's fine. For now, let's keep it. So I must make sure that I have agent name. Do I have agent name? Yeah, I have it. I should have usernames. I do have it. And I should have groups. I don't have groups. Does it make sense to have groups? Not sure. Yeah, probably not. That's fine. I can try to have event name if there's something like this. Do I have event name? Yeah. It's probably this. Let's call it event name. I can add that, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense. If we want to change the API, we can do it at another time. Okay, it's much more simple than I thought, actually. It's basically just taking this, just taking the code that I had in the other class and just moving it here. Pretty cool. Very simple. The code now lives here. This is going to be a string. The event is a string. The event type is a string as well. Webhook contents, that's not a string. Can I have an idea of what it can be? Instance name, that's a string. Post content, I don't know. That's going to be any. Typing that any. Same goes for you. I don't know what that is right now. Category, that's gonna be a string, I think. Because it says slug, I suppose. Oh yeah, that can be done. Correct. And here I have the property, the summary. Yeah, that's all cool. Nice. So agent name is either a string or none. Username, that's the list of strings. Okay. Nice. Nice. All right, this has been migrated. This here has been migrated. We need to add it to our list of schemas right here. So of course it's discourse.event.v1 because that hasn't changed, and it is not this location. It is all right. There we go. That doesn't change because we want to be able to pick it up, or to pick up the existing events. But I mean, yeah. Nice. I wonder what happens if two packages provide the same thing here. That's an interesting question. I wonder how that's handled. I can test for that later, I suppose. Okay, do we have tests in there in the other application? Yes, we do. Let's move the tests as well. So I'm just going to move the data, right? Okay, I now have test discourse. Probably a lot of things to change. Okay, that's the message we want to import. Okay. Of course, I need to make sure. Yeah, that's way too long. I'm not going to use that blob. That's the blob we use. Am I committing a license violation by copying the file? Let's see. What was the license of the other one? GPL3 or later. Yeah, but that's wrong because it's a library. So we're moving from a GPL to LGPL. It's not compatible, but we are the copyright holders, so we can do that. Copyright holders can change the license. Okay. It's kind of weird to have this ordered by order in classes. I don't really like that. I'm gonna move this. It's not necessary to put that in a class actually. Why self? Of course not. Same goes for you. I'm sure there will be plenty of stuff to refactor, because I'm feeling like there's a lot of duplicate stuff here, but let's ignore that for now. But we can still check if the unit tests pass, so that's good. Hop, let's okay. It's imported. Let's see if it works, right? Can we test that? Probably. I'm pretty sure we can. So let's just run the discourse tests. Things fail. Yep. One unsaved. That's you. You're breaking everything. Okay, 13 passed. 3 errors. Self, okay. Yeah. My bad. Let's try again. And it all passes. That's wonderful. So if I just run this with all the tests, including this. Yeah, okay. And Discourse v1 is tested at 99%, and I'm just missing the line 25. So let's see what this line is. I can drop that, by the way. Line 25. What is this? It's here. What's line 25? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, of course, I just added that myself. Test schema, maybe. Yeah, I can totally test that here. Certain msg.app URL equal is that app URL? Looks weird. App icon. There you go. Now that I do this, I should have 100% coverage. Yes, that's correct. That's cool. Okay, we are testing that properly. Okay, so that's the easy part. Okay, I suppose I can release a new version of it, and for that I'm going to change the changelog. Do we have a changelog here? Not even sure we do. Maybe not. Yeah, it's a very simple thing. Why does it have a license file and licenses? That's not right. Oh, it doesn't check rough? Oh, it doesn't check reuse? Oh yeah, I do check reuse. Okay, but pre-commit run-a. Ah, there's a reuse issue. What's all that? Yes, I've probably copied some file that shouldn't have been copied. It's kind of weird, actually. Could you read that, by the way? It's probably too small. I hope you could read something. Control plus. Yeah, that should be better. Okay. Why is it checking this? Why is it checking double underscore files? Like, why is it checking this? Why do those have in particular? Ah, okay, it was just not in Git, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to commit now. I'm not going to commit the reuse file. I'm going to leave that for another commit. So it's going to be import discourse schema from discourse to fed messages. Nice. Yeah, I know I haven't staged files. Ah, yeah. Okay. because it stashes the date, it stashes thing. Okay, now I can make another commit with reuse. Okay, now I can say, okay, use the new reuse format. Okay. Going to rebase my stuff on existing code, on the upstream code. Okay. And now I'm going to create a new release. I don't think, yeah, we don't have documentation or, you know, this sort of thing, right? Oh yeah, I should remove the license file. What's in the license file? Yeah, I'm going to remove that. And actually, no, thank you. Okay. Because it makes no sense to have a license file and the license is dear. Reuse prefers to have the licenses dear, so I'm going to keep that. Okay. Well, that's nice. Should I create a new release? Absolutely. Let's do this with poetry. Poetry version minor. Boom. It has incremented the file here, which does nothing else it does. It's really simple. And I can just publish the new release now. I don't think I have anything to commit. I don't have anything to add to a change log. So it's just going to be a matter of committing this and pushing it. I'm going to do it on the command line because I'm going to reuse the command line to do the tag. So what version is this? 140. Here's the commits and the tag. Oh, what's the tag format? Yeah. I'm going to push that and push the tag as well. This should trigger a new release of Webhook To Fedora Messaging messages. If I look at the actions, oh crap, forgot to do that. Abort. Okay, let's abort. I can also cancel this workflow. Okay, I forgot that I was hacking on an issue. So that's 164. Let's do it. Git rebase -i. And I'm going to reward that to add fixes 164. So in my log now, I have import discourse schema from blah, 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 fixes 164. That's the one. Yes, that's the one. I can push this. Of course, that's going to have to be a false. Okay, and now I can retag. And that's going to have to be a false as well. And I'm going to have to force push the tags as well. Okay, that's a lot of force pushing, but it should bring me to a point where this issue here is closed. Yes, it is. And I have those running. And this one here should end up publishing to PyPI when all the tests are run. So while this is running, I'm going to open the other piece of code, which is Webhook To Fedora Messaging itself. And I'm going to say, what's my branch? I'm on the main branch. That's perfect. Let's pull the commits. Okay. And I'm going to bring a new branch because I'm working on this one, 178. Thank you. 178. So let's start. I'm not used to the interface for to the VS Code interface, so I'd rather do that by command line. But git checkout -b fix 178. Okay, let's start working on it now. So I have a new endpoint, or not a new endpoint, I have a new parser now. And that's going to be Discourse2Fedora Messaging. Well, no, first thing I have to do is go to the Py project and go to my dependencies and say that I want at least 140. Okay, now I have support for Discourse in Webhook To Fedora Messaging messages. So I'm going to add it here. That's a new parser, right? The parser takes an entry. Yeah. Is it published already? It might very well be published already. Oh, it failed. Huh. Really? What happened? Py39. Oh, I can't do that on Py39. All right, my bad. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to amend again. Yeah, let's go to v1. Sorry, I forgot that. I can't do that. I'm gonna have to use union. I don't have union here. That's weird. I was probably have union in the base one. Oh no, optional, of course. So I'm going to use, instead of prefixing with typing all the time, where's typing? And class var. Cool. What? Okay. That's really not what I want to do. It's fine. Typing dot goes away, and I need class var. And I have all the pipe null. All the pipe none are going to become optional str, which is the same thing, but pipes aren't allowed until Python 3.10. So is this all? Let's test. Let's make sure that it works this time. it works. Okay, so I have So I have changes that I want to add to this commit. That's going to be git commit fix up this one. And rebase. I'm gonna have to redo the git tag. Okay. And do the same for the tags. Okay, so now this should be running again. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to the main application. So the API is that we have parsers. Let's just mimic it. I'm going to make a pause here. I'm going to go to the toilet and I'll be back soon. Okay. And I'm back. So, okay. So, I'm going to copy one of those and see if I can reuse the API in some way. Oh, that's very slow. What's happening? Really weird. And I'm going to open Discourse2Fedora Messaging. Yeah, I haven't opened it. There it is. No, go away, Copilot. Give me the change, please. Okay. So what does this app do? I have views. There's basically one view. That's the one. Oh, there is a secret. Okay. Okay, that's how you do things. Nice. Can I reuse that? Probably. Is there any way to test it though? That's going to be more of a problem. I'm going to have to blindly code this and put it on staging and maybe ask the Discourse admins to add the staging instance. Yeah. We'll see. Okay, so we have Discourse. That's Discourse parser. Of course, I have to add it here. There you go. So parsers, nice. What's the API? Okay. That's where I will need the newer version. Anyway, I don't need fastJSON because it's authenticated with I don't need fastJSON at all. That's weird. I don't think so. For ForgeJo, where does get fastJSON come from? It's from here. Okay. Yeah, I think I can assume that if that's our instance, then we can reuse. We can just take the username. But how is it used? Like, why isn't that entirely in the schema? Get agent, what does it do? Oh yeah. Okay, well that's gonna be different. Because I don't construct it the same way. That's okay. So get agent is only used here, right? Yeah. So here, get agents makes no sense. Oh, by the way, where's my workflow running? Oh, failed again. No, what's going on? Oh, types. I didn't check that at all. So yeah, that would explain. Oh, yes. Oh, really? We're checking types in the tests? I'm not really a big fan of that, but I guess. Let's go to my tests again. kind of weird, but all right, I suppose. Shit, what did I do? Yes. Okay, one to go. Save everything. Let's see. I think there were other issues, right? It's not just in the test. Yes. V1, line 61, 133. Let's go. Correct. The original typing is optional of str. Oh yeah, that's because it's not fully ready, right? So what? There's no other error? What's wrong? 61. Oh yeah. Oh no. All right. I'll cast. That's fine. What else? 133. Let's try again. Let's try this again. Okay, 133. I suppose. I suppose that's actually correct because get will return, can return none. So and now, okay, test schema 21. Oh really? It's a lot of repeating. Anyway. All right, tests are going to be happy, hopefully. Yes. So I'm amending this one. But this time, since I'm going to try and be smart, I'm going to run talks first. Yes, so I don't have to do that all the time. And here I had in the terminal, if I remember correctly, yes, that was this. Update the tag, please. Okay, so I think the schema package should be done. At least it does really look that way. So I'm going to wait for it to finish and go to the other one. Okay. That is still the schema package. Where's my, oh, there it is. Okay, so that's my main parser in Discourse2Fedora, in Webhook To Fedora Messaging. Okay, nice. Nice, okay. Of course, the topic is not going to be that. The topic, I think, the application is going to show me how it builds the topic. Topic is discourse dot. That's how it builds the topic. I'm going to reuse that. Return. Well, I think I have access to the headers already. Yeah, I think I have access to the headers. I don't think I need this. Which means I can probably fold that into something more readable. Oopsie, what did I do? Nothing bad, hopefully. Okay, so it's discourse, event type, and event. Pretty good, no? Yeah, that seems correct. Okay, so now how do I validate this? I think the validation is Shay 256. I'm not using xhub signature 256. It's finding it in X discourse event signature. That's the one. And validate with stig header. How do you have that in the base? Yes. Ah. Algorithm. Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to match here because, oh yeah, it has the algorithm. Okay, that's cool. Oh, it does the same thing. Well, that's perfect. That makes things easy. Thank you. Thank you for some standard that is being followed here. Nice. Very nice. Okay, well, I have the validate, I have the topic. Here's the whole parse thing. So okay, here's the whole parse thing. All right, I'm getting headers and data. Okay. I'm validating it. What's underscore token? Oh yeah, that's gonna be my secret. Oh, that's nice. So body, yeah. Topic, yay. Agent, I don't really need that. And I'm returning the message class. So headers list, that's the headers filtered. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do that. That's very good. Oh yeah, that's very good. Okay. I have the topic here. And do all this. That's the headers list. I'm building the body. It's actually the webhook. That's actually the webhook body that I'm building here. And then I'm filtering the headers. And I'm building, well, I need this. Okay, so I'm taking my headers, filtering, only putting the headers here that come from my lists, and the body comes from webhook body. Yes. That doesn't work. Or does it? Yeah, I'm not using it. That's fine. That's fine. I can keep the same API. That's good too. Remove. Filter the body. Fine. And then build the message class. So it builds this and publishes it. Which is pretty much the same thing, except, well, actually, I can just put body equal body here. And agent goes away. I think that should work. Of course, this is not ready. Let's look at my, yes, that works. Git push, false. Cool. It's going to start the publishing again, and when that's ready, this will become testable. I need to, of course, to update the documentation. Let's see where I have references to GitLab, for example. That's example of the unit test. That's not really interesting for me right now. Yeah. Okay. I will need to have my documentation for this course, of course. Nice. FGH, no, that's not in order, that's fine. I don't quite like this. I mean, there should be... That should be done in the list, you know. I'm going to refactor that one day and make that store the list somewhere and build that dynamically with the list. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense right now. That's a lot of cut and paste for nothing. And you know how much I like cut and paste? I don't like it. All right, that's GitLab. Okay, that's legit. Oh, but there is something. Great, there is something here, and we're not even using it. That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, that doesn't work that way. That's for tests. The tests, they work differently. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. course, that's going to fail for now. Anyway, let's save all that. Okay. We're far from being able to do that today. So I think I'm going to stop there. Just make sure that this has been published. Ah, yeah, it works. Okay, so it has been published. So in there, I should be able to do a push install and get the newer version. Okay. Ah, yeah, it's getting the newer version. That's cool. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so now if I look at my discourse parser, it should be able to find this one. What? Eh? What? Oh yeah, I was testing something. I was in the middle of testing something. Oh, that's okay. Let's keep the upstream version. Current change. Incoming change. So current change. There it is. Simpler. Okay. So now, what's that? Should totally not be visible, but that's okay. Oh, there. Could not be resolved. Is it because you're using the wrong Python? That is very possible. Yes, it is. Use the right version of Python, and then you should see that it exists. Reload the file. Yes. Same thing for you. Same thing here. Okay. All right, well, next time we'll be able to work on that and hopefully finish that and migrate the test on this one. I think it should be not too hard and we'll be able to do it next week. But I'm going to stop here because it's 6 o'clock here and I have other stuff to do. All right, I'm gonna unshare my screen. All right, well, I hope that was interesting, and I will see you next week to finish this part, and hopefully we will be able to get rid of an application that we have been running, and that is going to be merged in another one. Testing is going to be a bit complex because I would really prefer not to start a Discourse instance just for that. Hey, Alexio. Well, I'll see you next time. Have fun, people, and yeah, have a good week. See you next week. Goodbye.